Here again with another Breaking Bad Season 4 episode review video. Before I get into that though, pretty important, if you are caught up to the point where I am in rewatching or watching Breaking Bad, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention as well as put in the description. If that happens to be the case, you found out you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. And for all of you that are wondering, I've seen Breaking Bad many times. This is at least my 8th time watching the show. It could be as many as 10 times. So join me and the man, the myth, the legend, Crazy Coffee Man himself, who is a Breaking Bad fan, I wouldn't say fanatic, to discuss this awesome and amazing show. With that in mind, this will be Breaking Bad Season 4, Episode 5. The title of this episode is called Shotgun. And this will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode. So we start off with Walt driving really crazy on the road. Say you understand, Saul. Tell me you understand. Give her every last dollar. Just make it happen. And then Walt hangs up with Saul to call the house, leaves a message for Skyler. Why didn't he call Skyler's cell phone? And he says, just thinking about you and the kids. I love you. And then something has Walt very worried. So he pulls into the Los Porros Hermanos parking lot, goes in with a gun. He tells Cynthia, the annoying manager, in my opinion, he wants to speak with Gus Fring. Tell him it's Walter White. He'll know what it's about. I'll wait. Walt gets worried when a bunch of guys come into Los Porros Hermanos. Mike calls Walt and asks, what exactly are you doing? I don't remember if he said, what exactly are you doing, Walter? Or just, what exactly are you doing? And Walt asks, where's Jesse? Mike says, he's with me today. Put Jesse on the phone. Jesse says, we're just driving north. And then Mike gets back on the phone. Hello again. Mike tells Walt, go back to the lab and cook without him, as he won't be with you today. Goodbye, Walter. Walt storms back into the back office area of Los Porros Hermanos, but Gus is not there, and then Cynthia asks him to leave immediately. I don't know what it is about Cynthia's character. We don't see her a lot, but every time we see her, I get annoyed by her. Not sure why that is. Jesse asks Mike if he's going to leave him in some ditch. What do you care? I don't. Jesse threatens to slice off his other ear before this is over. And then Mike pulls a shovel out of the trunk when he pulls over, and Mike digs up a bag with some money in it, and Mike asks Jesse, are you coming? We've got to do this 6 more times today, and he'd like to finish this before dark. Tim Roberts comes back over to talk to Hank. He tells Roberts that he thinks Gale is Heisenberg, I should say. Roberts gives Hank a composite drawing of who came to the crime scene, and Hank tells Tim that he's done. He doesn't want to look into it anymore, and then Tim Roberts packs up the file. Mike goes to another drop point. Jesse thinks he's Mike's backup. He's actually put his keys away. So he had his keys balled up in his hands and was going to punch Mike with his keys. I don't know how effective that would have been, but that's what he was going to do. But now he's putting his keys away, and Jesse wants a gun if he's the backup. And he says he can smoke, right? Not a chance, Mike replies. More drop places for Mike and Jesse. This is all shown in fast forward. Jesse's getting really bored. The plan is to bore him to death, Jesse says. Great job, I'm bored. And Jesse says he gets what's going on. He and the boys had this exact same system, but not as much cash when he was running things. Jesse wants some communication with Mike. You are not the guy, as Mike pulls over. Sit here, shut up until we finish our pickups. Walt starts his solo cook. Walt has to take a seat, and then he runs home for the official sale of the car wash. Walt assures Skyler, we will be fine. Skyler says, no more secrets. And Skyler plays Walt's answering machine message from earlier. He says he loves her, and then that message leads to Walt and Skyler having sex. Walt says the sheets smell good, And Skylar points out to Walt that she got a haircut in addition to a different fabric softener. And then Walt says he was going to say something about the haircut, but he didn't. Junior comes home. They tell him, give him a minute, or give them a minute, so he knows that they were getting it on in their bedroom. He can figure it out. He's not that much of a moron. And then Skylar says, maybe you should move back in so it's easier to explain, you think? Walt has to get back to work, his schedule. And Walt, back at the lab, has issues operating the forklift. And then he yells at the camera saying, this is a two-man job! I can't do this alone! I'm done! That's it! Nothing happens until I get my partner back! And then Tyrus comes down to the lab. Walt says, Jesse operates the forklift, one of the many things he does to keep us on schedule. Tyrus uses the forklift and picks up the barrel that Walt had dropped on the forklift, and he says, where do you want it? Last stop for Mike and Jesse, a man approaches Mike's car while Jesse's in the car, and then Jesse from the passenger seat, or from the passenger side, puts the car in reverse and tries to run the man over. I think the man got a hurt ankle or something like that. But Jesse takes care of business, and then he has the other car chase him. And Mike comes out and sees the tail end of this and like, wow, what the hell? So he makes a call while walking that he needs to be picked up. Cancel that as Jesse pulls up to Mike. And then Jesse tells him what happened. Mike says he saw. And even says, go ahead, kid. Smoke up. And then Walt comes to have some coffee. Junior says morning. And instead of taking juice, he says he'll take coffee. It's really cool to have him here. Junior mentions Mom said he's moving back in this Tuesday. And Walt notices that Junior has a Beneke Fabricators coffee mug, which obviously upsets him. Walt arrives at the lab and is surprised to see Jesse there and already towards the end of a cook as he's chopping up all the crystal. Where's your car? Mike dropped me off. Helping Mike do some dead drops. I'm only here till noon and I'm going out with Mike again, so let's get busy. And Jesse says he guesses he has 2 jobs now. Gus goes out and takes out or talks to Mike. It all went like you thought it would. More or less. Gus says he'll reimburse him for the damages to his vehicle, just like you wanted. The kid is a hero. Dinner at Hank and Marie's place. Marie suggests they should put Holly on the sign of the car wash. Walt's drinking a bunch of wine. They want Walt to share the bottle as he was drinking it by himself in the kitchen. And then Junior asks Hank about the case where he was working on the crazy singing guy, Gale. And Hank says he was a genius. And Walt, annoyed and kind of wasted, says, not to tell you your business, but from what he saw on those papers, he doesn't agree with genius. He looks nothing more than a road copying. So maybe this genius of yours is still out there. So Walt basically hints to the fact that this Eisenberg character is still out there and leads Hank into going into it more. The next morning, Hank is working on the case again. He was stopping. Now Walt's got him back into it. And everything Gale buys or eats is organic or vegan, Hank talks to Marie about. And then Hank shows a picture of Gale's place from the crime scene. Since when do vegans eat fried chicken? As there's a picture of something from Los Porros Hermanos was found at Gale Bedeker's to end the episode. So Walt had to open his big mouth and get Hank more interested in the case again. And then he found this picture, and he's never going to stop now. So I like the episode. I'm going to give it an 8.2 out of 10. Okay, I didn't love it, but I liked it. It kept me interested. The characters of the episode are going to be Jesse and Skylar, I think. I think that's a good choice, and that's really all I have to say about the episode. Good stuff. It's really picking up. We have some slow episodes, but it's going to get crazy here pretty soon. So you've heard everything that I have to say. Now it's your turn. If you're a fan of Breaking Bad, El Camino, or Better Call Saul, El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie, and you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please consider Hulk smashing the like button. Share the video with a friend. Put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section below and talk to me and the myth, the legend, Crazy Coffee Man himself about this episode, about this show in general. My lips are getting really dry, so it's getting hard to talk. What would you rate the episode, and whom would be your characters of the episode? Or if you just want to do one person, that's fine. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And JDev will return.